back with another video on what everybody is saying. And okay, I know what am I talking about, but this is a book by Joe Navarro, and it is with Marvin Collins. So we are going to review and analyze this book today in our session, in our video, and we will try to analyze it with personal experiences, with lifelong understandings, and any anecdotes that we do have from this book. So let's not waste much time and head on to analyze this book and see what Joe Navarro and Marvin Collins have to say about what everybody is saying. Now, before we move forward, do not forget to subscribe our channel to get constant updates about the videos that are on personality development and mental health. Well, Amazon said that this is one of the best sellers. The reviewers say that this is pretty good book. So I thought, why not analyze this book and read this book and see what an ex-FBI agent has to say about body language and gestures. So Joe Navarro is an ex-FBI agent, and this book is a guide to speed reading people according to him. Let's move on and let's have a very beautiful experience with this book. So the first chapter is Mastering the Secrets of Nonverbal Communication. Whenever I'm teaching people about body language, this question is invariably asked. Joe, what got you interested in studying nonverbal behavior in the first place? It wasn't something I planned to do, nor was it the result of some long-term fascination with the topic. It was much more down to earth than that. It was an interest born of necessity, the need to adapt successfully to a totally new way of life. When I was 8 years old, I came to America as an exile from Cuba. We left just a few months after the Bay of Pigs invasion, and we honestly thought we would be here only for a short while as refugees. Unable to speak English at first, I did what thousands of other immigrants coming to this country have done. I quickly learned that to fit in with my new classmates at school, I need to be aware of and sensitive to the other language around me, the language of nonverbal behavior. I found that was a language I could translate and understand immediately. In my young mind, I saw the human body as kind of billboard that transmitted or advertised what a person was thinking via gestures, facial expressions, and physical movements that I could read. Over time, obviously, I learned English and even lost some skills with the Spanish language. But the nonverbals, I never forgot. I discovered at an early age that I could always rely on nonverbal gestures or nonverbal communication. Well, till here, one thing that caught my eye is, how necessity creates the willingness to learn something new. I mean, we all have a place to start, and mine was studying at Amity. When I went to that college for my grad and then my postgrad, obviously the time I'm sharing right now is of grad. So when I went and the English they used to talk or they used to speak was something that went literally tangent to me. And then the realization hit me that, I need to observe more. I need to understand them through their gestures and through whatever they are doing, showing on their faces, and through all of it. Gradually, I observed them, I took the words, I learned the pronunciation, and I got better with it, as you can see right now, at least a lot better than what I was back then. And gradually, that stayed with me, and that was the passion that drove me to get into personality development because the whole experience taught me that, it is important to learn those skill sets because it can get you through any kind of situation that you encounter. With the understanding of the body language, gestures, the expressions, we can get it through because as they say, there are 7 universal emotions and that those are same for every single person. The way you express those 7 universal expressions, it goes for everyone and same for everyone. So you can understand the expression of 7 universal emotions and through which you can connect with people too. So I guess necessity is one way that you learn something very interesting and that helps you get through the toughest times in your life. I learned to use body language to decipher what my classmates and teacher were trying to communicate to me and how they felt about me. One of the first things I noticed was that students or teachers who genuinely liked me would raise their eyebrows when they first saw me walk into the room. Like this. So, when we see a familiar face of people we like it, so when we automatically do, our eyebrows get raised. So that's one cue, first thing that we learn from this book, and well, I can take myself back to all that experience and I can relate to it. Can you? Comment down. Alright. On the other hand, those individuals who weren't too friendly towards me would squint their eyes slightly when I appeared. A behavior that once observed is never forgotten. I use this nonverbal information as so many other immigrants have quickly to evaluate and develop friendships, to communicate despite the obvious language barrier, to avoid enemies, and in nurturing healthy relationships. Many years later, that I would use these same nonverbal eye behaviors to solve crimes as a special agent at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. FB. Based on my background, education, and training, I want to teach you to see the world as an FBI expert for nonverbal communication views it, as a vivid, dynamic environment where every human interaction resonates with information, and as an opportunity to use the silent language of the body to enrich your experience and your knowledge of what people are thinking, feeling, and intending to do. Using this knowledge will help you stand out among others. It will also protect you and give you previously hidden insights into human behavior. So I feel like it is going to be a very interesting journey for this book to get an understanding about that. Well, I'm not going to lengthen the video too much, so we'll cover a lot of parts, and I feel like there is going to be a lot of parts of this particular video. However, I'll just complete this box over here because that is pretty much related and has one particular gesture. That is eye blocking. The topic goes like in the blink of an eye. Eye blocking is a non-verbal behavior that can occur when we feel threatened and or don't like what we see. Squinting, as in the case with my classmates described above, and closing or shielding our eyes are actions that have evolved to protect the brain from seeing undesirable images and to communicate our disdain towards others. Like, it's like we are letting other people know that we do not like you, so do not come near me. And it is pretty actually a very common behavior which we often ignore. Some of us notices it, but most of us ignore this because we feel like okay, I see yoga normal yoga. But it plays such an important role as a first expression, first impression of someone that tells us should we go to them and interact or should we not? Should they align to the vibe that we share or they don't? So it is a pretty great strategy. As an investigator, I used eye blocking behaviors to assist in the arson investigation of a tragic hotel fire in Puerto Rico that claimed 97 lives. A security guard came under immediate suspicion because the blaze broke out in an area where he was assigned. One of the ways we determined he had nothing to do with starting the fire was by asking him some very specific questions as to where he was before the fire, at the time of the fire, and whether or not he set the fire. After each question, I observed his face for any telltale sign of eye block behavior. His eyes blocked only when questioned about where he was when the fire started. Oddly, in contrast, he did not seem troubled by the question, did you set the fire? This told me the real issue was his location at the time of the fire, not his possible involvement in setting the fire. So it's so interesting, right? I mean, just by your eye blocking technique or squinting while asked the questions, you get an understanding the person is lying if the person is hesitant about the whole incident. So whenever you are asking questions, the two strategies that I learned from your whenever you are asking questions, there should be two, three, or multiple questions assigned about the one situation. It could be before, after, or during the incident, or it could be about different things with regards to the incident. What it will help is you can notice the eye blocking behavior at different instances and see where it happens. And that might actually help you understand the reasons or the causes or maybe the right aspects of the situation. Right? So it's interesting. Asking the right questions, not relying on a single question or direct question, but using multiple direct questions if you are using a direct question, and then focusing on eye blocking behaviors or squinting as they. So let's move on. He was questioned further on this topic by the lead investigators and eventually admitted to leaving his post to visit his girlfriend, who also worked at the wedding. Unfortunately, while he was gone, the arsonist entered the area he should have been guarding and started the fire. In this case, the guard's eye-blocking behavior gave us the insight we needed to pursue a line of questioning that eventually broke the case open. In the end, three arsonists responsible for the tragic blaze were arrested and convicted of the crime. The security guard, while woefully negligent and burdened with tremendous guilt, was not, however, the culprit. And this is all about today and what we were going to understand. Uh, so I'll just wrap up the whole thing, what I learned, and you can tell me what you learned in the comments below. Very first thing that hit me was, how particular scenarios or the necessities helps you to explore various options and learn something new. Second, how you can understand an open behavior and a closed behavior through just eye movement and raising of eyebrows. So raising of eyebrows tells you that the person is welcoming, and obviously with a smile associated. And squinting refers to the person who is not interested and seems unlikely, but love does not like you. The third thing that I learned is how you know such little observational gestures can help you so much to understanding things in such detail. So that is another thing to take away from this. And lastly, obviously, eye blocking behaviors and squinting, how it helps to understand if the person is hesitant, lying, or avoiding a particular scenario or the answers to it. So that is so much to learn in just 2 pages of this particular book. So think about it, how much it is there to learn from all of it. Like, I mean, this book is of what? This book is of 229, and if we take the final words into account, approximately it is, I guess, 235 pages. And in just 2 pages, we learn so much. There is so much to learn. Actually, 3 pages. So see you in our next video where we will again dive in this book and try to understand the other aspects that are there in this book and what they give this analysis about. If it helps, do like, comment and share this video with everyone who you feel would get benefited with the techniques shared today, with the understanding shared today. And yes, do not forget to subscribe the channel so that you get updates of every video that comes along your way. It was amazing to have you all, whoever is watching the video. Thank you for being here and share it as much as possible because every share counts. Thank you. Have a nice time. Bye. Take care. See you again in our next video. Here Insighted and Brahmi signing off. Bye.